1 year ago, we elected a new Congress, and exactly 1 year from tonight, the American people will weigh in on how well its members have served. At this point, it's no secret most of you are fed up. The most recent example of Congress's ineffectiveness, a government shutdown that lasted 2 weeks, closing services, costing the country's economy billions, and temporarily putting lots of people out of work. Lawmakers also brought the government to the brink of defaulting on its debt for the first time ever. So what's going on? Just why do so many people consider Congress broken? Tonight we begin a special report looking into just that with a well-respected former congressman who also served on the 9/11 Commission.
The Congress today has reached its point of lowest public esteem in the history of the institution.
Former Congressman Lee Hamilton, who now directs IU's Center on Congress, is telling the truth. Polls taken over the past several months show roughly 85% of Americans disapprove of the job Congress is doing, while only about 10% approve. But why?
What you have is a disconnect. The people here, let's focus on the economy, getting growth, productivity up, most of all getting jobs, but the politicians over here not working on that.
Not only are legislators not passing laws to solve the problems Americans care about the most, they're just not passing many laws, period. According to the website CongressSummary.com, the current Congress has only passed about 4 dozen laws, on pace to become the least productive since record-keeping began.
Passing legislation shouldn't be the mark of success or failure.
Okay, maybe not the mark, but shouldn't it at least be a mark? I mean, the job of a member of Congress is to be a lawmaker. But Hamilton isn't sure most people in Congress see that as their purpose these days.
Sending a message has become the purpose. I'm saying the purpose ought to be enacting something into law.
He says lots of lawmakers are pursuing partisan goals that have no chance of becoming law anytime soon at the expense of working to find realistic fixes for the country's problems. Case in point, our local congressman, Marlin Stutzman, who's been one of the leading crusaders in a fruitless quest to defund the president's health care reform law.
You're a lawmaker. Why not make other laws to help, Hoosiers instead of push for this?
Because this is the number one issue. The number one issue that I hear about every day is Obamacare. People are feeling the effects of it. And if I don't do what I can do in Washington as a lawmaker to try to change the course, then I've failed.
Really? Even when efforts to change course on one particular issue, like House Republicans with health care reform, have already flopped dozens of times and have clearly proven to be hopeless for the moment?
Senator Dan Coats is no fan of the president nor the Affordable Care Act, but unlike Stutzman, he did vote to reopen the government and avoid default last month, even though the legislation did not alter health care reform. It wasn't the first time Coats has cast a vote for something he considered less than ideal, but necessary to keep the country moving.
Well, I think we owe the people an honest, realistic assessment of what can be achieved and what can't be achieved, and the various ways to reach a particular goal.
So why is the main goal of so many lawmakers seemingly, in Lee Hamilton's words, to send a message rather than do what it takes to tackle the country's problems? We'll delve into that when you join us for Nightcast at 11.